Hey, what's up? My name is Stephen Porter, and I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about smoking and why smoking is so bad for you and why you should not smoke. And this is for English 202B with Mr. Green. Now, smoking is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States. Every year, almost 500,000 people choose to kill themselves by smoking cigarettes. Now, you may think, why so many people do something that is so obviously harmful to their health? Well, the American Cancer Society states that nicotine, the primary drug found in tobacco, is just as addictive as cocaine or heroin. Now, cocaine and heroin are obviously bad drugs. We all know that they're illegal. Things that we shouldn't do. But why is tobacco legal if it's just as bad as either of those two? The government regulates cocaine and heroin, says they're illegal. Why doesn't it do it for tobacco? One reason could be that there's $547 billion in tax money generated every year by the tobacco industry for the government. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to turn away and say, no, we don't want this anymore. But really what I think we should be doing is definitely saying that smoking is illegal, and because really it's harming everyone's health, and the government's job these days is to protect everyone from themselves. So if they're trying to protect everyone else in every other facet of their life, I think they should also make smoking legal. Now, smoking doesn't only harm the smokers, smoking also harms everyone else around them and the environment. Secondhand smoke is responsible for 50,000 deaths every year. So there's 50,000 people that don't even smoke, and they're dying from tobacco smoke. And that's just, if you ask me, that's wrong. That shouldn't happen. And also, the environment, growing tobacco is obviously not good for the environment. It takes up a lot of farmland that could be used for, food for hungry people in third world countries, etc., which is actually where most of the tobacco is grown, because Philip Morris is outsourcing, etc. All the big tobacco companies are expanding their global markets to make even more profits. So, anyway, secondhand smoke. It's terrible for other people around you. Terrible for children, especially. Children that are exposed to secondhand smoke can suffer sudden infant death syndrome. They can suffer asthma, pneumonia. Any chronic lung infection can be caused by young children coming in contact with secondhand smoke. So, there's actually been laws enacted by the government that say that you cannot smoke around children, because this is it's obviously not good for them. It's not good for anyone. So why can you still smoke in public places? If it's obviously not good for people that are standing around you in the workplace, and it's bad for your coworkers. They get sick, they have to call off. It's bad for your company. Tobacco is just bad all around. And what the smokers like to come back with is say that, well, I can smoke if I want. I'm only hurting myself, which I've obviously already stated is not true, because it's secondhand smoke. And the primary reason smokers smoke in the first place is to relieve stress. But really, there's 100 other different things you could do to relieve stress every day instead of lighting up a cigarette. Do some jumping jacks. Go for a jog. Physical activity is just as capable of dealing with stress as lighting up a cigarette is. So why don't you choose that instead of cigarettes? Let's see. Stop.